drag is basically you can just drag it from one point to another. So you click and drag it basically. And swipe, you just swipe above or below. I'm just going through this, but if you guys want a deeper dive, I think Celsia can give another explanation later on. These are pretty simple. You can click on these frames to know how I made this interactions. It's very basic.
There is a
Swipe up.
record session which I
Oh
have
yeah,
shared with them.
that's perfect. You guys can go through the session if you want a proper structured explanation of all these. So scroll is different from drag because in drag you only have two states, just state A and state B. You don't have anything in between. But when it comes to scrolls, you can stop anywhere in between. It will stay there, stay over there. So this gives us a lot of flexibility to work on a lot of stuff. Same thing when it comes to horizontal scroll, the same thing. And we do have a real use case scenario where we'll be using both these vertical and horizontal scroll together. Just think of it in this way. You have two vectors, you join it together, what do you get? You basically get a plane, an entire plane to work along with. So this is how you have overlays, and these are basically used for drawers. The next one is another overlay, but another use case of it. Here we are using it for keyboards. And this is the one I'll be starting with today. Uh, if you guys are already following me in Figma, it's great. You guys can just switch to the second page. Here, just play this example prototype where let's say you want to add some items in cart for $4.8. Your total basically should multiply the number of items you have multiplied by the price of that item. So that's basically it. And I'll just quickly run through all the things that we'll be learning today. And then I'll give you a deep dive on what is the logic behind it and then how to do it. So this is the first interaction. You just multiply the number of items with the price of the item. You get the total. Simple. Next one is state-based Boolean type of variables where you can hide or open any frames. And another use cases where if you have a lot of layers that are on and off in between, you can make all of them show or all of them hide. Both are possible. I just gave. Is there anything I heard a ping?
I think you're all right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So show all basically opens all the boolean, makes all the boolean values to true. Simple. The next one is where we show the possibility of using numbers with in different types of ways. So here I have this number value and just observe the width over here and the height over here. So as and when I increase it, you can increase the width also, height also, you can change the number also. Same thing comes to reducing it too. I'll be showing you guys how to do it in a while. And the next one is basically keyboard. You can actually design an entire keyboard, but I was too lazy. I just made QWERTY. So you can type in, it will add it to the string, and then there's a reset button. I'll tell you why we can't have a backspace, but we do have a reset button over here later on. So you can type whatever you want to the string and then you can reset it to make it null value. Next one is selection based on uh, the selection types that we have over here. And here, as you change the colors, you can see that there is a state change over here with the tags and also in the images. All three are aligned together basically. And for this one, we can't use the normal preview page. So if you guys are already in this view, you have to change this to fit to screen so that you'll see what's actually going on here. So if you guys remember what I told, so there's vertical scroll and a horizontal scroll. You join them both together, you get this. You can move around the entire plane. And here we have a component. I've used a component. I'll be explaining you guys how to use it and how to basically utilize it. When you click on it, you can see what's there under what's the other state of the component. When you click back, it goes to the same state. Or you'll be having a close button over here. You can click on that and close it too. And another one is there is a drawer. This is the same drag or swipe option that we saw before, shown in a real life scenario. And here we have vertical scroll. So you can open the drawer and close it too. All everything is possible. And the last one that we'll be seeing today is this. You can I just kept a placeholder items over here. It's basically a expense tracking app that we did before. You can build on top of it if you guys want to. I haven't shown you guys the next screens. You can take it up and show me what you got. So here, the main thing is this red button over here. So there is a on hover animation, and when you press on it, there's another animation, and when you leave it, basically on click, you have another, and you get two CTAs inside just one. So that is also possible. I'll be showing you guys how to do this one also. This is also a component, and yeah, I hope you guys are following what I explained right now. Celsia, can you just confirm?
Just a moment. Everyone got it right? Yeah. Yes,
Perfect.
Narasimhan.
Okay. So this is in Figma right now. We only have conditional statements and variable assignments. Apart from that, we don't have any complex coding stuff that we can do over here. It's it's very basics and rudimentary as of now. So here, what we basically are doing is we need a conditional for this because you can't have negative numbers. You can't have negative number of items. So to put that logic, you have to give a conditional saying whether or not the number of items is less than zero. If it is less than zero, just stop it or don't make this button usable. And for that, you don't have to do anything. You just don't have to add any comments on it. And if it's more than zero, you have to set the number of items to number of items minus one or n to n minus one. And then the sequential command will be to set the total to number of items, that is this new value, multiplied by the price. Price is a constant, that is $4.8. And before all this, I want you guys to use the practice section that I have everywhere over here over here. I just removed all the interactions, and you guys can use this in your duplicate file. You guys can start working on your duplicate file. I'll just walk you through how to do it. And guys, just confirm, just switch to design tab, and then open local variables, and confirm if you guys can see all these values.
Are you guys able to go back to your duplicate file and see the variables? There should be an hexagon thing. Yeah. Yeah. To open variables, don't click on any element, and then on your right panel, you should be able to see open variables icon. Yeah.
You should not have anything selected, or else it won't come. Perfect. If you guys have all the local variables in your duplicate file, that's great. But when you start a new project, these things won't be there. Basically, you have to create your own variable at that time. Right now, since we have a constraint of time, I will let you guys use the same variables as I used. Here, you can see that items cart addition, where we have three variables. All three are numbers. And if you want to create a new variable, let's say I want to create a number variable saying null, just 0. You can do that, or you can create for colors. Yeah.
Can you zoom in a bit?
Oh, wait. I'm not sure whether I can zoom in and zoom this part of it.
Yeah, just
I think we should zoom in over here. No, don't worry.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got it. Oh, that's when you're good.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Thank you.
So here you can add color variables, you can add strings and booleans. I'll explain each one of these. So here all you have to do is just click and make sure you are in this component level, and then switch to prototype mode. Here you can add interactions. Here you have to, so basically on click, what do I have to do? You have to set a conditional, because as per the flow chart, we need to have a conditional for when you press minus. For pressing plus, you need to add cards. You don't need a conditional. That I'll be explaining in a bit. So you just make sure you are in this level, and then go to interactions, click on plus, and then change this none to conditional. Here, what is the statement that we had? If number of items is less than is if number of items is greater than 0, just press return, and then it will ask add action. Add action and set variable of number of items to it will show from x equals y, and the statement that you want. So it will show it directly to you. Here you have to again select number of items minus.
Basically, when you click on the minus icon, the value has to reduce. So that's why you are setting up number of items minus 1.
Can we sorry, can I know why it's -1?
Because we are reducing one by one over here, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Did you guys get it? And you were able to do it. Oh, okay. Okay. Log in with your education email. Yeah, log in with your education email. Just a minute, Narasimhan, there's a hiccup. Some of the people
But
haven't logged with their education email, and this variable feature is under the Pro edition.
okay, yeah, I can wait. You guys can just figure it out.
Yeah, yeah. Have you enrolled for the Pro Figma Pro? Yeah, Tuesday.
Yeah, why? I don't know.
Atisha, are you able to do? No. And you're logged in with your education email. I'm in my list. Yeah, yeah. And you're not able to access the Pro features. Are you guys able to do that? I haven't tried. No, I was able to do it actually. Okay. Is it your whiskey? Yeah, whiskey email. Yeah.
Please continue.
Uh, okay. Uh, yeah, that's where we could move on. They were not able to do it, but then they understood what we were doing. Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like you guys can work on it with a free account also. But yeah, if you guys can just walk through, with me in it, or else you can click on this frame, this column of frames, and switch to prototype mode and click on all the interactions. You'll see the same comments that I'll be explaining right now. So we are done with the first command that we are passing on to this button. The next one is basically to set the total to the number of items multiplied by price. How are we going to do it? Here we have this first conditional. You can just close this and then click on plus. Here you should set the variable of total to number of items multiplication and price. Figma makes it easier for you to just make everything do within just one click. You can either do that or you can just type it out. Either way it works. So you basically have this chain of command. First one is conditional, where you set the variable of number of items to -1 if it's more than 0, or else you don't do anything. And then once that is done, you make the value of total to number of items multiplied by price. And very similar command will be used for plus, but in a different way. You don't need to use conditionals over here, since we won't be checking whether or not it's less than 0 or less than or more than 0, because it's anyway going to have positive numbers. So you can add an interaction, change none to set variable, and then make number of items to number of items addition and 1. So once this is done, we'll close this and then add another interaction. Here we'll be setting the variable of total to number of items multiplication price. Oh, that is basically it. Let's just check it with the flowchart that we have over here. You set the number of items to number of items plus one. You set the total to number of items multiplied by price. So it checks out. You can do that. And then, there's another thing that you have to do. Here you have to double click, and once you come to this text layer, you have to check for the variable button. So it will be over here inside the text properties. Just move this somewhere. That way, move this. Yes. You click on the apply variable, and then you have to apply the variable you assign to this. So this is basically the number of items that we were talking about. So I'll assign that variable over here. And then for total, here you have to split this into two text fields, or else it won't work. It doesn't detect dollar symbols or anything. You'll just have it as a separate text field, and then the zero as a separate text field. Here again you will apply the variable of total. Price, you don't have to worry about it since it's a constant and we are using it just over here. And then let's run it and see. Yes, it works. Whoever has Figma Pro or is able to do this, can you guys confirm if you guys are able to do this? Celsia, you can just assist them if they need it.
Yeah, I'm trying to have the Figma
Yeah.
education.
Oh, that's still
Okay.
happening.
So you have to move your file to the team project file. So
Team
that is
project
what-
file. Okay.
I mean,
Can you guys? Yeah. Just a moment. We should be able to.
yeah, into the platform device 6622. Put the file into the teams. And then it probably works.
And Hannah, were you able to access the variables in the and were you able to make changes in the variables?
Hannah,
Yeah.
you guys can edit because right now today we teach the advanced prototyping, and it require to have the pro access with the Figma. So because our account, education account, do have purchase that's kind of access, but we have to move the file to the Teams project. So you guys can duplicate the file and then move the file to the Teams.
Yeah. Yeah, log in with your education email. Yeah, these two got it.
Okay, perfect.
I moved to the team project under the website box.
Sure. Hannah, do you guys have any problems like doing the advanced prototyping? Because if you didn't move the file into a team project file, and will definitely not allow you to do the access advanced prototyping.
Sorry, can you say it again? What should I do?
Okay, so duplicate the file and then move the file to the Teams. Yeah, duplicate the files and then move the file to the Teams project.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. It might take a little bit time.
Sure. Because
How can I have access to the recorded version of this session?
so for the recording, I will announce on the Slack and also WhatsApp. So don't worry about that. We will provide a link for you after this session.
Have you also uploaded the link for the previous session?
Yes.
Yeah, she moved it, but then she has to check.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, can you give access to teacher? Yeah, can you give your mail and then you just access her file. Can edit and you should receive it. No, just go back to your Figma app itself. And then click on the notification. Okay. Accept it. Accept that. Another one. Okay. Yeah. Narasimhan, you can continue. Yeah.
Yep. So I have given a task over here in the comments, but I'll add it over here as a proper section. Just add another CTA where I can add 10 or 15 of these items in just one click. That is another task. Let's So let's go to the next section where we'll be dealing with booleans. So if you go back to the local variables that we had, you can see another group called layers where we have show layer 1, 2, and 3 with booleans. You can have it as true or false. You can see that whatever initial state I'm having over here will be reflected on the frame itself, even without the interactions. So what do I want the initial state to be? To keep it true, let's keep the cards open, and then let's just look into the flowchart ones. So you click on the show or hide button. We have to actually check whether or not it's true, because if it has just one interaction saying when I click on this, I'll open the card or I'll show the card, that doesn't really make any sense, because we won't have another interaction to close it. Or if it's already in false state, I need to check whether or not it is in false state, instead of just forcing it to have it as true. So what I have to do is run a conditional saying whether or not the card is open or true. And if it's yes, you have to change it to false. Or if it's no, we just have two states. So we know that it's in false state. You make the show layer as true. And when you click on show all, it's simple. We are just opening all the cards or making all the booleans to true. So you force it to keep it as true. And let's look into the interactions that we have over here. Click on this button and then switch to prototype mode and click on this section. Expand this layer. So here the conditional is we are checking whether or not this layer is true. If it is true, you just change this layer to false. Else you set the variable to true. Simple. Let's just, and for show all, Again, if you click on it, you set all variables to true. And you have to do it individually. You can't do it in just one go also. So let's just try it over here. You click on this button, click on interactions, plus on click, I need to have a conditional. If show layer 1 equal to is true, and if it's true, I need a action set variable of show layer to false. Simple.
Also, you need to
Else
use
we need,
double.
and if it's not true, you set the variable of show layer 1 to true. Simple. Let's check it once right now. Does it work? Yes, it won't work because we missed another step that we did earlier also. You need to assign the Boolean variable to this button first. How do you do that? You click on this button, switch to design tab, scroll down, and you'll see a section called layer. In this, you have the same icon that we have over here. Just find that icon and then right click on it and then assign show layer 1 to it. So you have to find this icon, right click on show layer 1. Simple. Now let's run this frame again. Does it work? Oh, we did something. So basically, this variable is for the image, not for the button. Button is the interaction enabler, not the card. So here, while you click on the card or the image, you have to do it. Right click on the eye and then have a show layer 1 on it. Simple. Now let's run the prototype. It works. Simple. Same thing you have to do for the other two, where you'll have the same interaction. Just follow the same pattern. You assign the variable and then prototype so that there won't be any confusion that we had right now. And when you click on show all, you have to make all Boolean as true. So you click on interactions when you select show all and then click on interactions and set variable of show layer to true. And you should do the same for all the variables. Set variable and show layer to true. Same thing as here. Set variable show layer 3 as true. How many ever variables you have over here, you have to do that. So once you finish all that, it will come like this. Simple. Celsia, can you just confirm whether or not I can move ahead with the presentation?
Yeah. Everyone's clear here.
Yeah. The next one is pretty tricky. Here, just click on prototype. Here, you have to assign the variable to these three items because all three are affected by whatever interactions we are doing over here, right? So you click on 10 and then assign the variable of this to count. Right now we have it as count in the variables. Just local variables count as 10. We'll be using just that. And then the same thing with here. Let's say I remove this. This is, say, this is 10. And then I click the drop down and apply variable into 10. Same thing for here. Here it's width. We are controlling the width, and here we are controlling the height.
You can have like
This
two
is
variables
10.
in the design properties.
Drop down and then apply variable and count.
Just to create
Here, as I explained earlier, you can control them without the interactions also by changing the initial value. If you can observe over here, let's say I keep it as 100. It changes to 100. The width is 100 here, the height is 100, the number is also 100. Let's just keep it as 10 right now. And then again, just like what we did initially for this, we need to use the same logic over here, but a little simpler, to be honest. Here for plus, it's simple. You just add one number to it. You add one number to this count, or you add one number to this width of count or height of count. This is simple. For minus, you can't have a rectangle with zero points as height or width. So we need to limit it under one point or one pixel. So what do we do that? How do we do that? When you press on minus, you have to check whether or not the count is above one. If it's not above one, you have to stop the action. If it's above one, you can set the count to count minus one. Same thing as we did before. So let's do that. Prototype minus and interaction on click, set variable, and have to, for minus, you have to do a conditional if this count is greater than one, you set variable for count as count minus one. Simple. Else you don't do anything, it just stops. And for plus, you have to change it to on click and set variable of count to count plus one. Simple. Let's check it once. I reduce it, it reduces. And from one, I'm not able to reduce it even more because that doesn't make sense. And plus also works. Good. And there are, yes, there are variables applied to corner radiuses also. So I'll just give a task over here. Like this. Action.
Narasimhan, can you like
Yeah.
tell us where these variables can be added, like in the
Oh,
design process? Like, yeah. As in, like you added right now in the border radius, you said it could be added in the border radius, it could be added in the width height. Whereas,
okay. So, wherever you have values of color, number, string, or boolean, basically a lot of things, I'll just explain one by one. So here you have width, height, you can do that. Corner radius, they just added it like a month back, but it's good. And angle you can't do yet. Hopefully it will come a little later on. And for colors, you can do here you have libraries. We don't have the color styles yet, but if you have variables, it will show up over here. And yeah, that's basically it. And for layers, as I told you, you can have it over here for Boolean.
Sure.
And for texts, here in the text layers, you have variables over here. Simple. So, Celsia, can you just confirm if everyone got this part?
Everyone got it right? Okay. Did everybody figure it out? This is a symbol for adding variables. Yeah. Figure out from symbol. Yeah. Yeah. Nasiru, we only got like 10 more minutes, so yeah, we could like move on.
Oh, okay. So the next one is also very simple, where whatever you do, when you click on Q, you have to add Q to the string. Here we have used the string as the variable. All you have to do is make a new variable saying text, and the value is hello badger or whatever you want, and select this text layer and then apply the variable of text, whatever variable that you have already created, just assign it here. And then here you'll have to move to prototype, add an interaction on click, set variable of this text, the string, to text plus, and you have to do it under double quotes Q, so that it detects that you are actually adding a string, as simple as that. The same thing that you can do for all the other buttons also, all the other keys. And the reset button, basically it's simple. You just have to set the variable of text to null variable, empty space. There's nothing in between. You just set text to 0. In
So
Figma, we don't have state-based functionalities. So because of that, we can't have backspace. We can't monitor what is happening while we are having this interaction. So you can't do backspace here. Hopefully we'll have it later, but yeah. Let's just play it and see if it works. You add a queue, set on, click on reset, it resets. Simple. The last one is pretty tricky, but if you guys can navigate to the component section that we have over here,
Nasiru,
you
we
will.
can. This I think they can figure out later.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So the next one here, switch to the prototype. And to enable this functionality of both vertical and horizontal scroll, as we have a condition in normal vertical and horizontal scroll, that like here, if we go to prototype and then click on this, Let's say I increase the frame size more than the actual frame size, actual item that is inside. You can see a warning symbol coming over here. So for scrolling to work on this frame, the content needs to be bigger than the frame. You use the same logic for planes also, for both direction overflow too. So when you reduce the height less than whatever content is inside, you don't have that warning anymore. Same thing here, but for both the directions. So you create a frame, you add the map or whatever you want to have both the direction, scrolling to have, and then you do Option Command and G. You'll have a new frame. This will be map, and then you reduce the size from all the sides, and then you click on this map frame, the parent frame, and change this overflow to both the directions. So here, let's just run it and see what happens. You can scroll around, simple. And the real life use case scenario over here is you can all the map apps that you use, it uses this simple. And then to make this component, first. Again, you guys can figure out what actually was done over here. It's very simple. You just have this one icon that you have, and then in the other variant, you can add the pop-up menu, pop-up box card, and whatever content you need to add there, you can add it over there. And again, here the interaction will be when you click on this button, I need to open this. Or in this case, when you have it between two variants of a component, you have to change it from one variant or one property to another. This is the default variant. You change it to variant 2. And you can choose what kind of interaction you want. You want to smart animate, or if you want to have it as instant, you can do that. Same thing over here. If I click on this, I need to change it to the original state. Simple. So that is what we did over here. And then this is again on drag animation. This is also pretty simple. I'll just quickly go to the next section where we have different type of animations. Oh, sorry. So here you have a on hover animation, on press animation, and on click animation, all three. How do you do that? You just create one default. Let me create it for you guys. And then if you observe over here, I have both the items that are hidden inside, just below the actual default button. So if you want to see it actually, I'll just hide these layers to, both are actually stacked on top of each other. Only because of that, we can show that actual animation of it coming out of the button itself. So all I have to do is make a copy of it, and then I have to, I'll just show you in the component itself. So when I hover over it, I need to have a light stroke, and then I need to have some kind of shadow. I'll add that. I'll just make a copy of it or add a variant, and then I'll do this changes. and then have an interaction of while hovering, change it to the property of hover. Simple. From default to hover. And then when you hover over it, you can only press. You can't have the interaction from this default to press, because you'll be able to press on it only if you hover on it. So you have to have the interaction of while pressing for the hover animation, for the hover variant. And while pressing this button, this variant, it should change to property of press. Again, I just created a variant where it feels like you're pressing it down. You can create your own variations on it. I really want to see all of your guys' works after this. And once you do that, again, this is quite tricky. All you have to do is make another copy of this variant, and then you have to expand these two components. Expand, you just bring it out something like this. You should select it from the layer panel, and then you bring it out, and then you have to arrange it in such a way that it doesn't come out of this frame. And I'll be making a video of how this can be done in real time. You guys can follow me in that video. So once you do that, and here I made another interaction, very small interaction, where when it's expanded, you'll you'll change this plus button to an X mark. So if you want to close this, you can do that. So when I close this, I should go back to the default state. So you can have all these interaction in just one button, and it will come like this. You have an hour on press, then you leave. You have these two buttons, you close it. Simple.
You guys understood the process?
Yeah.
Do you have any doubts? Yeah, can you explain how the widget opens when you click on the location pin?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Yes. So I have a component over here. And then let's say I want to open this small card. When I click on it, all I have to do is make two variants of the same icon, or the pin icon. And then in one I'll have just the pin icon, and the other I'll have the card that I want to show. And make an interaction between both of them, saying when I click on the one without the card, I need to open this card. Basically simple. I will quickly show you guys how it's done. So this is what you will have initially. You make it a component and then add a variant. And in this variant, have something like this. Container. This below. And then I'll add my card over here. I'll add all the information over here. And then when I press on this, I need to show this variant. On click, change to variant 2. And you can have smart animation or instant that you want. And to show that, Let's add a stroke here so that it's visible. So when you make a copy of a variant inside a component, it comes as an instance. You need to have it as an instance or else it won't work. So you can see, observe over here that if you have it as a variant 2, you can see the box. If not, it's just a pen. And if you want to quickly visualize your interactions, always make sure that you take an instance and make a frame around it. This is one mist. Um,
Yeah,
what happened?
just pause for a moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We'll just take a photo of you guys. Okay. So can you just go there? Yeah.
Sure. Now, you also open
And you turn on your
yeah,
camera.
video.
Yeah.
Personal.
Yeah. Please. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, what's happening?
No, yeah, it's okay. It's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Sasha.
Done?
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you today, Sherry.
Thank you.
Thank you.